Hey everybody, RWegmann here, Cross Country Mortgage. I'm here with Mike with Doc's Roofing. Appreciate you, Mike, for swinging by and kind of doing some Q&A with myself and some realtor partners. So first I want to start off with, I know that you are the #1 veteran-owned roofing company in North Texas, is that right?
That is correct.
Right. How long y'all been in business?
I got into the roofing industry in 2014, opened up Doc's Roofing in 2016.
Okay, so your nickname is Doc, and that's how you came about the name for the business, yeah?
100%.
So how'd you get the name Doc?
So back in 1999, I joined the United States Navy, and I wanted to be a corpsman. I wanted to be in the medical field. Once I graduated through boot camp and medical school, I was attached to a Marine Corps unit for 4 years. And all of the Marines just called all of the corpsmen Doc.
Okay.
I guess it was easier for them to remember Doc than my last name, and so that nickname has stuck with me for the foreseeable future. And I figure, if you call the doc when you're sick, you might as well call the doc when your roof is sick.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just a really good story to be able to tell, to build the know, like, and trust with clients.
Yeah.
And so, and it reigns near and dear to my heart, so I don't take my name very lightly, and there's a lot based off that word doc. It's synonymous with helping people, serving others, and just behind just helping people.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I was going to ask you what branch of the military, but you already knocked that out for me, so I appreciate that. So when a client is looking to purchase a home, what are some things that you would tell them to look for as it pertains to a roof?
So, and I've been in this boat. I'm a normal person. We buy houses too. We just recently purchased a home a few years back, and when I inspected the roof there, the main things I were looking for were if all of the nails that were used on the roof system were either covered with clear silicone, making sure they weren't rusted out. I'm looking to see if there's any shingles that are missing. I'm looking for blistering, marring in the shingles. I'm looking for storm-related damage that may have occurred. I'm looking at soft metals, the chimney cap, and so I'm just doing a full-on observation of the entire roofing system, from the eave of the roof to the peak of the roof, to ensure that the age of the roof, the quality of the roofing system, and to see if the roof itself needs to be replaced or not.
Okay. So here in North Texas, what is the typical average age of a roof? We know a lot of roofs that get installed, they say it's a 30-year roof or whatever they say. But how long do they actually last on average that you see?
So here in North Texas, we live in one of the highest hail impact rated zones in the United States. Oh, wow. So we have hailstorms. We'll take last year for an example. We had 4 major hailstorms come through Rockwall County. And I'm talking last year we were replacing roofs that were brand new. So these roofs were 1 and 2 years old because the size of the hailstorm was 3 inches. And you're talking about a golf ball up to a tennis ball size hail hitting your roof system, and that's going to cause a significant impact and break the matting of that shingle. So here in North Texas, how long is my roof going to last me? Well, that's really a question for Mother Nature, right?
Yeah.
But realistically, in other states like Arizona, California, you truly get 40, 50 years out of a roofing system. But again, here in North Texas, we're good to have one new roof every 10 years based on the frequency of storms.
Okay. So then when somebody has an inspection done, because I see these happen pretty frequently, especially on an appraisal, they'll say that the age of the roof is 20 years or whatever. Is it a good idea to have like a professional like you go out and give your assessment on how old how old the roof actually is, the wear that it has, and if it's going to be insurable with like replacement cost value or ACV value, which is actual cash value?
100%. It's always a good idea to revert back to the expert of any industry when purchasing a new home.
Exactly.
And so when we talk about insurability, a roofing contractor cannot tell a homeowner or a client that their roof is non-insurable. I'm not a licensed insurance agent, but we can provide them with evidence that says, hey, I can see the nylon fabric in the shingle. That's going to let me know that this shingle is greater than 10 years old just because the nylon has begun to be exposed. Yeah. I'm going to see that there's signs of storm-related damage on their roof. So we back up everything with photographs and we mark those photographs and we detail those photographs with descriptions of our findings.
Yeah.
At that point in time, we provide that information to all parties involved, and typically I have a couple of friends that are in the insurance agent, and I'll send it to them and say, hey, give me your thoughts on it. Okay. And so I will rely on my own experts in the insurance industry to help me make that choice to be able to convey that information back over to the client.
So what is the average cost to replace a roof in North Texas that you've seen?
So on average, it's running anywhere from $450 to about $550 a square. And what I mean by that is a square footage. So if your home is, say, 31 squares worth of roof, that means it's 3,100 square feet of roofing material. Yeah. And so we say it's at $450 to $550 a square. That means it's 31 times $450. And so that's, I'm not great at math, but 4 times 3 is 12. So we're looking somewhere in the $12,000 to $15,000 price range for a new roofing system, and that's ripping everything off and going back with something brand new.
Okay. And for those people that aren't prepared to essentially pay to replace a roof, do you guys finance roofs?
So that's a great question, but it's a very, it's not a great time to finance anything.
Yeah, no, true.
Fair?
Well, we're coming around.
We're coming around, we're getting there. And so we do offer financing, but you're not going to get the best rate. So what we have found that with homes that have 10 years worth of equity built into it, they are more prone to get a better rate with using a HELOC.
Yeah, or a HELoan. Yeah,
right? A home equity line of credit or a construction loan, or even taking a personal loan out, you're going to get a better interest rate. So when we talk to a client about financing, I want to bring them all available options that they have. They think, well, I can only call one person to get the money, versus most people don't understand that the value of our homes have equity in them, and we can borrow against it at a lower interest rate.
I think that you have to be that guy that brings all options to somebody, even if it's not doing business with yourself, but actually bringing them all the information so that they trust you. At the end of the day, they should trust you because you actually care about their well-being financially as well. So I think that's great that you guys actually do that. So something that I've heard so many times, and I think a lot of homeowners have heard it if they owned a house for a while or even had to replace a roof, is that a roofer covering the deductible. Now, I've learned, I think, that that's actually illegal for them to do, but a lot of roofers that come from out of state when a hailstorm happens, this is what they offer people. So can you kind of shed some light on, is it legal, is it not legal? What's going on with that?
So that law was enacted by the Texas Supreme Court in 2019.
Okay.
And it states that all homeowners are responsible for paying their deductible. And if you want to look at it in a different light, look at your medical insurance. Can you walk into the hospital and say, hey, can you waive my deductible before my surgery? Yeah. That doctor is going to tell you to exit stage right. Yeah. Right? And so the problem is the roofing industry is what caused this problem. Yeah. We are our own worst enemy when we're out there telling homeowners, you don't have to pay, you don't have to pay, you don't have to pay. So the adverse reaction to that is now the insurance has caught wind of it. So the insurance says, fine, if you're not going to pay your deductible, then I'm not going to pay the full amount. And so there's always going to be somebody left holding the bag. And so it's just easier to give the information on the front end to the client and to the homeowner about what their options are with their deductible. So what I'm saying is if you're a fence builder by trade and your insurance company says, I'm going to pay you $4,000 to do your fence, well, then you're allowed to use those proceeds to do your fence, even though it may not cost you personally $4,000. But your question is it illegal for a roofing contractor to waive the deductible? Yes, it is 100% illegal. And the way they get caught is the insurance company will ask for a cleared check from my bank account that shows that the deductible was paid, it was written in the memo, and it has cleared my bank account. If they do not receive that check, they will not release any other remaining monies associated with that claim. So what he was alluding to is what we have, what's called storm chasers. So people around the United States know that North Texas is the mecca for hailstorms. Yeah. And when a major hailstorm rolls through, you'll get what we call Pete in a pickup, Chuck in a van to just roll through, start banging doors. And they're like, nope, if you give me a $5,000 deposit, I'll waive your deductible. Right? Well, they give them that $5,000, and what they end up getting is what I like to call a taillight warranty. That means you get a warranty until you see my taillights.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you never hear from them or see from them again.
Yeah.
So yes, as a homeowner, you're allowed to take whatever risk you want. And if you find that contractor that's willing to bend the rules for you, understand you're both committing insurance fraud. And the insurance companies will come back and audit your bank account as well as the roofing contractor's bank account.
Yeah.
And when that comes into play, I promise you, that roofing contractor that said he'd waive your deductible will retract what he stated and said, I never told that homeowner that, and they still owe me that money.
Yep. Dang. That's crazy.
It's not crazy.
No, but I mean, it's crazy that happens all the time.
All the time.
That's wild to me.
Because when they write up that contract, I promise you, in that contract, it shows that they paid that deductible.
Yeah. There's a lot of shady people out there.
A lot of shady
it's so
people.
Crazy.
And I'm not mad, okay? And I'm not mad at the homeowners that can't afford $10,000, $16,000 out of their pocket. We live in a world where inflation is going up faster than our paycheck.
Yep.
Now we have a major hole in our roof, and now my house is leaking. Hey man, I need 10 grand. Well, I don't know where to get the 10,000, but the leak is still there. And so if you find a reputable contractor and they understand to put the needs of others first, then yes, they can help them out. So the deductible is designed to help pay for the expense of the total insurance claim. So when we talk about an insurance claim, we're not talking solely about your roof. We have roof, we have gutters, we have siding, we have window screens, we have fence, we have chimney caps, right? So there's so much more involved.
Or the damage that occurred from the roof being damaged. I mean, your insurance is helping cover those repairs as well.
That is correct.
Yeah.
But I don't know how a roofing contractor can waive $15,000 and still
get the deal done.
Do all of the line items on the insurance paperwork without doing something
shady.
Yeah,
exactly.
Or cut a corner here or cut a corner there. So there will, I believe, within the next 3 to 5 years, the roofing industry will be a retail game.
Yeah.
It will not be an insurance game.
It's crazy.
Because the insurance companies are just going to say, no.
Yeah.
No, everybody's premiums are about to go through the roof, no pun intended. Everybody's hell and wind deductible will be mandatory 2%, because that's what's going to help eliminate deductible eaters. Maybe they can eat 1%, but 2%, now you're going from $10,000 to $20,000.
Yeah.
Find me a roofer that can just throw $20,000 out the window.
And if they can, you better be careful what kind of roof you're getting.
Yeah.
That's
Hopefully
crazy.
you get a roof.
So where are you guys actually located at?
So I live here, work here, play here in Rockwall.
Okay.
In October of last year, we purchased our first actual property. I got tired of being a renter, and so we're just now on the outskirts of Royce City, over by Sweetwater Grill.
Okay.
So we're still local. We just couldn't afford these prices that Rockwall seems to love.
The commercial real estate game is getting crazy.
Crazy. So we're still home-based in Rockwall and Rockwall County. We service Rockwall and Rockwall County. I am not a storm chaser. I do not go to Fort Worth, Frisco, and all these other areas to try and grow the company, because I'm a firm believer that if my client is 2 hours away and you call me for a small problem, how eager is that contractor willing to drive 2 more hours to go and help you? Yeah. And it's not 2 hours, it's 4, 2 there, 2 back. Right? So that's why it's important for me to stay local so that I can have a rapid response time to get to those clients that I need to take care of.
Because you actually care about the consumer.
Because I care about the consumer.
Definitely. Well, man, I really do appreciate you coming out, honestly, and we'll be working together, I guess, soon, huh?
Absolutely. Why, you need a new roof?
We might soon. We'll see how it goes, man.